And Jake, bring us up to speed from what you're seeing there.
Yeah, well, all of the points that you folks made a moment ago are all valid, all relevant to what's happening here now. You were talking before about how the first responders here are trained to do this sort of thing. You know, these are the teams that go to earthquake zones to help rescue people and help find casualties in those situations. And it's a smaller scale, Dave, but if you look at this as compared to something that happens in an earthquake zone, it is essentially the same kind of thing. You look for voids, you hope that if anybody was in there who hasn't been rescued already, has found a void somehow, and the idea is to get in there and get them out. But keep in mind that we're talking about at least 2 stories of cement that has collapsed on itself. So that's really heavy stuff. It's not something that you know, a group of 20 or 30 people can move on their own entirely. They're going to need to bring in heavy equipment to get that stuff up off of people if people are not accounted for. But again, let's make it clear, we're not aware of how many, if any, people are still inside the structure. The latest information that we have been given is that 3 people were in the building at the time of the collapse. We are not aware specifically of injuries, but keep in mind, New York Presbyterian, Lower Manhattan, which is formerly Beekman Hospital, Beekman is literally a block and a half away. So fortunately for anybody who was injured, the trauma center was literally a block and a half away. So that's something for folks to hold on to. But that's sort of where we stand right now. They're doing everything they can do to get in there and to account for people who may have been inside. But again, latest information we have is that 3 people were inside. I have been told by Deputy Buildings Commissioner Joe Esposito 10 minutes ago that there were some people who were evacuated from the structure itself. He was not able to confirm for me the extent of their injuries. And as I reported a short time ago, Pace University, which directly adjoins that parking garage on the other side, has been evacuated of students, faculty, and staff out of an abundance of caution, because they need to go in and assess the relative stability of the buildings adjoining the parking garage. They don't know what caused the collapse. Clearly, that's going to take time to ascertain. Dave, Liz?
Have you seen any search dogs at the scene, any drones? What kind of first respond technology is there that you've been able to see so far?
You know, Dave, it's a great question. In fact, actually, Edwin's widening out. You can see firefighters who are coming out. These are folks with Squad 18 who are coming out with a lot of their materials, and it looks like they're being called out of there now, Dave. That would be a stand down, at least for Squad 18 here. But if you look farther down the street, Edwin Cartagena is making that shot for us. You can see them up in the tower ladders, getting a look at the wreckage from above, and that will help coordinate the ground teams to be able to try to get in there if they do believe that there are some people who may be trapped. Remember, and I think that Dr. Ashton pointed this out, that it's extremely dangerous for rescue workers, first responders, to go into a situation like that, because anything really could cause all of that rubble to shift, and they could become trapped themselves, they could become crushed themselves. So it's very, very risky business in there. But as I said a moment ago, these folks are the highest trained people maybe anywhere in the world who are trained to go in to situations like this. Dave, Liz?
That we are extremely thankful for. We do want to bring you up to speed right now. There has been a parking garage collapse. This has happened on Ann Street between NASA and William Street in Lower Manhattan. We have massive amounts of first responders there. NYPD are asking people to avoid that area because it is a very tight area as police continue and firefighters continue to search the rubble right now for anyone who may have been in that building. We are going to continue to stay in continuous breaking news coverage. We're going to take a